Kindness at work is one of the most underestimated tools we have for protecting our mental health. It can sound like a nice to have rather than something essential, but the evidence is actually really strong. As we move through winter and into busy work months, a lot of people notice that stress starts creeping up and connection starts slipping away. So in February, in particular, it can feel really heavy. The festive chaos is over, motivation can dip, and work pressures start to ramp up again. And so it's a really good moment to pause and think about how we can support each other each day. Now, kindness isn't just about being polite. It's about being genuinely considerate. And that has real effects on how our brains and our bodies cope with stress. When we're kind, our bodies release oxytocin, sometimes called the bonding hormone, and it helps us feel calmer, more connected, and better able to regulate stress. Acts of kindness also activate reward centers in the brain, which can lift mood and counter feelings of isolation. And that matters because anxiety and stress are incredibly common, especially at work. Now, stress, anxiety, and depression account for a huge proportion of work-related ill health. Kindness won't fix everything, but it can act as a protective layer. When people feel supported and valued, stress levels do tend to be lower and people cope better. Small acts of kindness create psychological safety, that feeling that it's okay to ask for help and it's okay to be human. The good news is that kindness at work doesn't need to be big or time-consuming. It can be simple as sending a message to say thank you, checking in with someone and actually listening to the answer, offering help with a small task, holding the lift, making eye contact, smiling, acknowledging effort, not just results, and just making a new colleague feel welcome. Tiny moments like that change the tone of the team, and feeling seen is one of the most powerful contributors to emotional well-being at work. A lot of workplace stress doesn't actually come from the workload, it comes from communication. So feeling unheard or misunderstood can make everything feel heavier. Small communication habits really do matter. Things like listening fully before responding, asking open questions, pausing before replying when you're stressed, repeating back what you've just heard to check understanding, and keeping feedback focused on behaviour, not the person. And saying thank you often. When people feel socially supported, stress is lower and job satisfaction is higher, and good communication is the foundation of that support. Compassion is another key piece. Being compassionate at work doesn't mean fixing everybody's problems. It means noticing when someone's struggling and responding with patience and understanding. Creating a space, really, where people feel safe enough to talk. That's important because many people still find it really hard to speak about mental health at work. So consistent kindness sends the signal that this is a place that you won't feel judged for being human. It also improves teamwork. When people feel supported, they're more likely to contribute ideas, collaborate well, and bounce back from setbacks.